Hey gang, how are y'all doing? Just wanted to put a little blurb at the beginning of this. I don't really like to break immersion in my audios, but in my newest community post, it was kind of buried in there with all the information, and I just wanted to get it out here in front of an actual video. I'm going to be doing a 1K Q&A, and it's probably going to be coming out Wednesday, so if you have any questions for me, you can either leave it in the comments of this video or the comments of that community post. Either way, I will be getting to all that are submitted before Wednesday morning because that's when I will be recording it. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the video. Pardon me, you wouldn't happen to be acquainted with a Mrs. Danielle Rodriguez, would you? It would just so happen that I am, yes. Now that we have that potentially incredibly embarrassing scenario out of the way, would you mind if I sat down? I'm Darren. It is very nice to meet you as well. So, just getting right into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you that I was going to be a psychopath? Well, if you are as close to Danny and Mitch as they say you are, that means they have definitely set you up on blind dates with their other single friends before. And if those experiences were like the blind dates that they set up for me, then you have got to be having some trust issues by now. I know, I don't get it. The only thing I can think of is that they've been outside of the dating bubble for such a long time that they just don't know how to assess people's compatibility with each other. Either that or they have the absolute worst choice of friends. But then, what would that say about us? Oh, hi. I'm doing pretty great. Thanks for asking. Are you ready to order? Okay, you can go first. And I will have a chicken Caesar salad and just water as well. Thank you so much. Oh, now don't you start on me. I get enough from Danny about that. Whenever I haven't gone to a restaurant, I always get some variation of a Caesar salad on my first visit because it's so hard to mess one up. And if they do, I know to never go back to the restaurant again. All right, back to what we were talking about. What is the worst one they ever set you up on? Again, the two of them can't stop talking about how similar we are, so maybe I'm just projecting my experiences onto you with only a fair amount of certainty. I knew it. Hit me with it. I don't care how messed up it is. I don't care that we're in public. I want all of the details. Oh my God. Inhaling your hair for that long on a first hug is absolutely unhinged. Heck, going in for the hug on a first meeting on a first date is really sketchy. Oh, what? You expect me to be flustered after that? Maybe that's what I wanted from you. Remember, you've met your match now, or so we've been told, so stand up right now, come on. Yeah, right now, come on, let's do it. You can mock outrage all you want, but you were literally, and I actually mean literally, asking for it. So back to the story. Did he do anything else? No shot. Nuh-uh. Did you actually see him get in her car? I mean, I know after the whole hair sniffing thing, you probably weren't interested in a nightcap or anything like that, but having your date go home with the waitress is super duper tough. And what did Mitch and Danny have to say about that? Oh, of course, it's always, oh, we had no idea. But at some point, you have to have some idea about who the people you surround yourself with are. Of course, it's only fair after all. So it started off pretty solid, actually. The first 20 minutes or so were good, and then we got our food. I started eating, and she looks at me like I'm insane for eating at a restaurant. I ask her what the face is about, in nicer words, of course, and she tells me that we're gonna dine and dash. I ask, don't you usually do that after you eat the food? And she says, oh no, we're taking the food back to my apartment. And without warning, she counts down from 3, picks up her entire plate of food, runs out of the restaurant, gets in her car, and leaves. The entire crowd watches that happen, and then slowly but surely, all of their heads swing around to me. Embarrassed out of my mind, I just left a couple $100 on the table and did the walk of shame right out of there. No, I didn't even finish eating. I was just kind of in a state of shock, and I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. Oh, but guess what Mitch and Danny had to say about that when I asked them what was up with her? Exactly. Well, based on our experiences, I don't know if there's much competition, but you are absolutely the best blind date that I've ever been on. What if I told you that this might be the best date that I've ever been on, period? I'm glad we're on the same page then. Maybe Danny finally got one of these pairings right. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wow, that is the quickest I've ever seen a restaurant get their food out. It's almost like we're in some sort of fictional scenario where the pacing of said scenario requires us to get our food quickly so the video can progress. Huh? No, I didn't say anything important. Let's eat. See, I told you I'm not crazy. Now that I know the Caesar salad is good, I can feel confident in coming back here again. Yeah, it's hard to focus on eating when the conversation is so wonderful. I can't believe our little matchmakers didn't think of this earlier. They always, and I mean always, talked about you and how much we had in common with each other. Given their track record, the only reason I went on this one is because of how much they've gushed about you to me. Yeah, and instead they set us up with Smelly Sammy and Runner Rachel instead. I honestly don't even remember her name, so when in doubt, alliteration wins out. Seriously though, are we gonna talk about it? About how completely and utterly in sync we are? That's exactly what I'm talking about. If I was in your position, I totally would have made a bye joke too. That type of thing has happened at least 20 times throughout the entirety of this date. And then the things that we don't have in common, we complement each other perfectly with, at least out of all the things that we talked about. It would be creepy if it wasn't so gosh darn fascinating. I'm so happy that you feel the same way, because I don't ever get this giddy during a first date, let alone divulge that level of embarrassing information to someone. I'm just so comfortable around you, so much so that it feels like we've known each other forever, or at least in a past life or something like that. Hey, you promised that you wouldn't bring that up again for the rest of the night if I told you. Pinky swears don't mean anything to you? Oh, duly noted. I'll keep that in the back of my mind for the future. Yeah, the future. I can't believe I'm doing this because it goes against all of my common sense, but I really don't want this night to end. I know we both only agreed to a dinner, but there's a fair going on in my hometown, and it's only a 15-minute drive away, and I would absolutely love it if we could maybe go to it together. All right, what's the condition? Wait, we need this in writing. Wait, we need this in writing. Here, use the back of my receipt. But of course I will do the honor for the lady of reading it out loud. If Mr. Robinson does not manage to win a stuffed animal of any size for the defendant by the time they leave the fair, then the night will end and there will be no further dates. Oh, you have no idea who you're messing with, do you? Oh, nobody. Just the strikeout leader in the 2009 Little League regular season, and the would have been Cy Young winner if they had that in Little League. That means that I throw darts, and I absolutely accept your challenge. In fact, I'm so confident, let's raise the stakes a little bit. If I don't get you one of the giant stuffed animals, then the night will end, yada yada, so on and so forth. But if I do, then I get a kiss from you by the end of the night. Perfect. Let's amend the contract. Here is my signature. And now you sign. Fantastic. Now, your car or mine. All right, let's go.